It's your man, Delvin. Delvin's room. Hold on, let me make sure I get it right. Okay, baby, we don't got it right. We don't got it right there. It's your man, Delvin. Welcome to Delvin's room. And I wanted to drop by on y'all last real quick, man. And talk about this Kevin Gates situation, bruh. Did y'all hear about this shit? Yeah, man. She wants $70K. His ex-wife. Now, Kevin Gates is not saying this was never his wife. Oh, shit. We got to get into this, but dog. I'm finna put a poll up here real quick, man. Should men have to pay spousal support? The woman deserves it. Alright, man. I'm gonna put this poll up here for y'all, man. See where y'all coming from on this situation. So, let me go ahead and start talking about this shit, man. So, Kevin Gates is now having his ex-wife. He's saying this was never his wife. I always thought this was his wife. I'm gonna keep it real. I've heard him address her as his wife. So I always assume that, yeah, this was his wife, right? So nonetheless, she is now seeking over $27,000 for child support. That's very interesting. Here's what's interesting about this whole situation. She asking for $27,000 in child support. Now that's what she wants for the kids. I think they have 2 kids together, if I'm not mistaken. So she wants $27,000 for the kids, but she wants $46,000 for herself. Spousal support. She wants $46,000 for spousal support, but $27,000 for the kids. Now, where does that make sense at? Somebody will have to tell me where that part makes sense at. She wants more money for herself than she wants for the kids. That's crazy. In my opinion, that's the crazy part about this whole situation. Now, I would even wonder how the judge gonna look at that, because if she's asking for all this money in spousal support, now this is monthly. This is not a one-time check. This is monthly. She wants spousal support for $46,000 monthly, but she only wants $27,000 for the kids. Now, this is kind of exposing her to me. If you ask me, this is exposing her, because why would you want more for yourself than you want for your kids? They have 2 kids together. Why would you not want that money to go to the kids? So this really begs that question that a lot of men been saying. Are we paying too much in spousal support? I understand child support, right? Because you got kids. The kids ain't asked to be here. I understand child support. I do not understand spousal support. I don't care what nobody say, bruh. Spousal support is something that should be very, very fucking limited. I mean, it should be very limited, man. You would have to show why you need spousal support, why your ass can't go out and get a job, why your ass can't make your own money. You would have to really break that down to why you can't do your own damn job. I agree with child support. Even the child support, I think child support, Kevin Gates wouldn't care about that child support, but Kevin Gates got a problem with that spousal support, because what that is, $46,000 a month, what that ends up to be, that got to end up to being what? Close to $400,000 a year, something like that. I hope, yeah, that got to be like close to $500,000 a year. So he's giving her $500,000 a year in spousal support, but only like 100, maybe 200 for child support. No, fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Hell no. You gotta go get your own job, baby. You gotta get your own job. And they was together for a minute. Kevin, I think they was together for like, shit, they was together, Kevin, shit, they was together about eight years. I think he said even longer than that. So they've been together for a minute. So I agree with the child support. And if they do spousal support, I always say spousal support should be like 100 fucking grand or some shit like that, right? If it's like that in this situation. But I know dudes, man. First of all, people can go to jail for child support. That's first and foremost. Your ass can go to jail for child support. Child support is a damn trap. Because if she puts you on child support, you don't pay, they throw your ass in jail. Not only do they throw your ass in jail, but the child support accumulates the whole time you in jail. So, you know, child support is kind of crazy. Now I understand your ass got to get out there and fucking pay for your kids. I'm not against that, but I'm against the severity of fucking child support. Your ass will get thrown in jail if you do not pay child support. And not only will you get thrown in jail, all the time you in jail and you're not paying child support, then all that shit is accumulating. So you will owe so much money that this shit is crazy. Child support is a fucking trap. Child support. If you got a woman that's gonna put you on child support, man, yeah, I mean that shit can get crazy. That shit can get crazy. That shit can get crazy. Spousal support, fuck spousal support. I don't even understand. Can they throw you in jail? Anybody in the chat, everybody out there watching, do anybody know? Can you get thrown in jail for spousal support? Now I know you can go to jail for child support, but spousal support, I never heard nobody go to jail for spousal support. Can you go to jail for spousal support? Anybody know, can you go to jail for spousal support? I wonder if you can go to jail for spousal support. Because I know if your ass don't pay your child support, your ass is going to jail. But if you don't pay your spousal support, I don't know what happens. I don't know if you get sued or they probably repossess shit, I guess. I guess they probably repossess shit and shit like that. But fuck no. And she pissed me off with this. Cause she, from my understanding, she has a lot of successful businesses. That's what's so crazy. Do they take that type of shit into account if a woman has her own job? That's another thing with the spousal support. Does she have her own fucking job? If she's making all this money, why? Why should a man have to pay all this bread if she making her own money? I don't know how much money she making, but I know some of these bitches be making money. If she's making 100 grand a year, why the fuck does she need my 20K a year, 30K a year for her? What the fuck does she need that shit for? She already making a livable wage. Unless, yeah, you can go to jail for that. You can go to jail for spousal support? I never heard of it. I don't know about spousal support. I know child support. Yeah, everybody pay your child support. I know that shit. And they'll take that shit out your check. They can't get it out your check. Yeah, they're going to jail. I understand that part of the game. The part of the game I don't understand is fucking spousal support. That's one law that needs to be fixed. Spousal support needs to be fucking fixed. There's no way a man, if I'm making 200K and she making 100K, I should have to pay her fucking 30K of my money, 40K of my money. Fuck no. Y'all know, you can't put that one on me, dog. Hell no. I agree with child support now. If you making enough money, you gotta pay for them kids. Now, here's the flip on child support, right? You would have dudes that come out of their pocket just naturally with their kids, right? And they still be on child support. Now, who the fuck is getting that money? Now, who's getting that money? If I'm buying my kids clothes, if I'm paying for the tutoring, if I'm paying for the football equipment, if I'm paying for study sessions, if I'm paying for food, if I'm paying all these things, where the fuck is that child support money going at? And that's what a lot of these women be scamming at, dog. And it's really like, no way, they don't regulate that type of shit. They don't even regulate it. A woman could, man, women be beating the shit out of niggas in child support, man. Because you could still be paying, I know brothers be paying like $2,000-3,000 a month, depending on your situation, maybe $1,000. But they in their kids' lives. It's not like they not in their kids' lives. They in their kids' lives. They spending all the money. They doing Halloween. They doing Christmas. They doing everything a father supposed to do. But the woman in her mind, she still can whoop your ass in child support. She still can whoop your ass in child support. That shit one thing that always made me look at it, man, bitch. I see niggas pay child support. I know niggas paying child support, all that money. I'm like, bro, you in your kid's life. You spending money. You know what I'm saying? You make sure she have a roof over her head if she needs something, but she got her own nigga. You feel me? So why the fuck do you have to pay child support? She got a new boyfriend. Okay, she got a new boyfriend.